What's up, MMO Attack fans? This is Super Zero here, bringing you a first impressions video for Rumble Fighter. And sort of, I guess, arena-based MMO, anime-inspired arena-based MMO, published by OG Planet. And right now we're looking at the waiting room. This game, like I said, I would really hesitate to call this an MMORPG because basically there is no overworld. There's not even that I can tell. There's not even like a centralized chat room. You just log in and you join the waiting room, and you have all these different rooms that you can join that are set up by other players, of course, and you play. So it's very much like a Call of Duty or a game like that. So it's not really an RPG, but it's sort of kind of in between, just sort of PvP only. But anyway, I'm sort of getting ahead of myself here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at some of the different buttons, of course, on the waiting room screen, or just the home screen in general. Alright, what we have here, of course, is the waiting room, but you can also click the menu, Adventure, Tutorial, Survival, Training, and then your guild. Adventure, well, this right here, you can sort of do some single player stuff in the game. Adventure particularly, Adventure is, you're not really just concerned with just beating the crap out of everything, which is definitely the MO in a game like this. You're concerned with sort of getting past obstacles or getting from point A to point B in the shortest amount of time, that sort of stuff. And survival is pretty much what you think it is. It's just you kill all the other guys before they kill you. And of course you can play all those game modes with other players just as well as you can play it by yourself. And so we can go ahead and click My Info. And this is basically just your inventory screen. You see certain items do increase your stats. I hit level 2 and I got this goofy looking tiger head. And I got plus 15 hit points. It says, by the right of the sacred tiger, you will you will fit right into this new world. Well, isn't that special? Okay. And I don't think I have a whole lot else. I've got some wings, but apparently the player base doesn't really like the wings. They'll threaten to kick you if you use them. And because, look at this, it says, adds a 100% chance of bungee recover. Shocking that the community would cry out about you using an item like that. Because this game is, after playing it for a little bit, this game is sort of, if I could draw a comparison to a popular game, or even a popular single player, or at least offline multiplayer game, I would say Super Smash Brothers, and that it's basically just a very chaotic arena fighter where you have to be very careful about falling outside of the arena. It's basically Super Smash Brothers without all the polish and the fun. Yes, I said the fun. And this is not a review, but you'll see some in the gameplay. It just doesn't feel like a very polished game, in my opinion. The controls they're not as they just don't work as well on a keyboard. You really need to be able to play this game with a gamepad to, I think, really appreciate it. I'm not even sure if you can. I don't have a gamepad with me right now that I can even use to check and see. But as I said, the controls aren't all that well. The fighting is a little stiff, and it's not as flashy. And if you fall off of a corner, I don't think there's a way you can get back up there. If there is, it's very difficult, and probably depends a lot on where you are. So it's actually very easy if you mistime a jump, or if you just go a little too far in one direction. It's very easy to fall off a cliff and then be completely screwed. So anyway, we have some skill items. We can go ahead and equip those. Doesn't really look like it tells me much about what they do. The basic exo core of the striker, the strike force exo core, is well balanced between power and speed. And that brings up a good point. This game is class based, so I guess it has that going for it. There are 5 different classes you can pick from at the very beginning when you create your character. There's the Striker, the Soul Fighter, the Elementalist, the Alchemist, and the Shaman. Strikers are the basic martial arts specialists. They have strong melee attacks and are overall a balanced class. And they're really, if you're a beginner like I am, recommend you pick those guys. The soul fighters have the power to call upon other souls to assist them during battle and excel in strength and speed, and also in jump, but they have weak defense. They're experts at hit and run tactics and are recommended for more experienced players. Elementalists have strong psychic powers. This makes their skills incredibly powerful, but they're also vulnerable to some melee combat. They have the ability to summon various elemental spirits in the middle of battle to assist them as well. The alchemists are skilled in the arts of elemental transmutation. They have powerful defensive capabilities and a strong offense, but they lack speed. The Shaman, a class with both melee and mage-like skills, they are powered by nature's energy and have well-balanced strength, defense, and speed. So now that you know what the classes are, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Refinery. Now, the Refinery, this game is has a bit of an enchantment system. As you can see, I have an enchant right here already that I can go ahead and use, but I don't have the necessary, of course, like it's telling me here, I don't have the necessary enchant card to use this item. But if I did, it would be right over here somewhere, right over to the right there. And if I did, you'd see these little gems. You'll see them when we actually play the game. I'm assuming you just pick those up or whatever, and then of course you can use them later on and enchant different things. And here's the cash shop. We can go ahead and take a look at the cash shop. And of course you can buy things with real money, or you can spend in-game money, of course, depending on whatever you want to do. Yeah, if you look and see here, there's definitely some stat buffs here with these items, so this game might be a little bit on the pay-to-win side, but I don't know. I'll let more experienced players, if some of you guys out there have a lot more experience than I do, let me know in the comments below, is this game pay-to-win or not? Anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and jump into some gameplay right now, so let's go ahead and try to find a game. There's a lot of servers, but not a lot of them are actually open for me right now. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to click one and hope it fills up pretty quick. As you can see, here's the lobby screen. It's very, very similar to a lot of other similar sort of competitive MMO games. If you've ever played a game like You've Been Kicked from the Room, probably because I'm wearing the wings. Let me go ahead and unequip my wings. But if you ever played a game like Project Powder or... gee, I'm having trouble thinking of similar games right now, but I think that you guys know what I'm talking about in terms of that lobby system. Let's see my info. Gotta go. I'm in the shop. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty lame how they kick you out for just having the wings, but we have to go back to the backside guard. This shell allows you to guard against attacks from behind you. It will break after taking a number of hits, and I'm assuming after it breaks, they want you to pay for more in the cash shop. So let's go ahead and go back to Team Battle. And here's the lobby screen. Of course, as you can see, it's divided up between red and blue. All the blue players just left, so we're going to go ahead and sit and wait. If this takes too long to find a game, I may have to go ahead and just record somewhere or just skip ahead a little bit. Looks like he wants to go ahead and play this 1v1. I really don't want to. I want to wait until some more players come on in. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go ahead and skip this part. Whether I actually play on the server or have to find another one. And I'll pick back up when I'm actually in game. Okay, we're live now, and if I can survive long enough to show you guys how to play the game, basically right now we're in a team battle. I'm on the red team, and I have to attack the guys that are on the blue team. You move using the arrow keys, and then you use Z, X, and C for your attacks. C kicks. X, of course, does a punch. And this game plays out very, very similarly to Super Smash Bros. If you've ever played that. Actually, I would say a bit of a more mediocre version of Super Smash Brothers. I don't really know. I haven't played this game just a whole lot. Actually, I'm not a real big fan of it. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I probably would not be playing this game nearly as much as I already have, if not for the fact that I had to do a first look for this video. And as you can see, I'm getting my ass kicked right now. I really need to learn to block. I'm probably going to get knocked out. There are two ways, I should go ahead and mention, there are two ways with which you can actually lose a match or get knocked out. You can, of course, just get all your hit points reduced, like I'm about to do. and or you could just get completely knocked off the map. Now it doesn't quite work like Super Smash Brothers, where you can get knocked off the map but jump back in. Actually, if you get knocked off the map, you're pretty much you're pretty much screwed, and then you have to wait until the entire match is over, and it's just really boring, especially if you're like me and you tend to die pretty fast. But this is a pretty full game. I tend to like the maps more that it's not so easy to get knocked out. I don't particularly care for that. I'd rather try to fight these guys. And again, I'm not that good at this. I'm not that good at the game, really. But control-wise, it's a little weird. I mean, this game seems to be something that would be really awesome. Or I say awesome, probably not awesome, but it would just be better if it had like a or if you could play, if you could use a joystick with it. I'm actually not sure if you can or not. I would assume maybe so, but with a mouse and keyboard, the controls just don't really work. It's very hard to see what exactly it is. It's just very hard to actually hit somebody or to do something or to make sudden movements. It's not to say that it's not responsive. It's just like trying to play a console game with a keyboard and not a gamepad. It just really doesn't work. And this game is not the worst, but it just really doesn't work as well. And I'm actually, as bad as I'm doing a lot better than I did the last several times I played this. Actually, playing this game a few times before I really decided to record something actually did me a bit of good, because now I at least know what to expect in terms of the gameplay, even though I'm not the greatest. And as you can see, I'm dead, and I don't think if you press the space bar, you can spectate, and of course you can move the camera to different people. And sadly, of course, it's going to cycle through people that are also dead. So right now, we sort of have a 1v1 match going on between these two guys here. I don't think, well, let's see. Looks like the guy on the red team is probably going to lose before the guy on the blue team. But something could happen. So you see, it's sort of, it's like Super Smash Brothers, but without all the flash. It has a fair amount of flash in terms of, it's certainly stylistic, but it's just not very exciting. It's kind of boring to actually play. Not a lot's going on. And yeah, this stage is really something here. It's very easy to get knocked off of this stage. And oh my god, no! See, I just rolled off the stage there, and now I was the first one to die, so now I have to wait for like everybody else to get finished here. So we're gonna go ahead and let's just see. We're gonna watch everyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the space bar and try to cycle through some people, just see what's going on. Looks like this stage is set out in space, and as I just demonstrated, of course, there's really not a lot of places you can actually go, if barely anywhere at all. Now, one thing that I noticed that after I've been researching this game a little bit is simply how easy it is to just camp in a certain area. Yeah, this game actually rewards players for just maybe going somewhere outside of the camera range of the other players and just sort of camping somewhere. And they'll actually get more experience and more points if they do that, because they're one of the last people to stay alive. And it is a bit cheap. And a lot of people, when they have a problem with this game, a lot of people just don't like that. And it looks like that guy just fell off, and the battle's now over. Blue team wins yet again. At least I didn't come in last, though. It's impressively as that failure was, at least I didn't come in last. There's your ranking screen, as you can see. The blue team wins. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do about leaving this. Okay, we're gonna go back to the waiting room. Okay, we're back in the waiting room, so we're gonna go ahead and see what else we can do. Let's go ahead and try some of the adventure game modes. So we're gonna go ahead and click here, and we're going to go ahead and ready up so when everybody else comes on in. And we're going to see how long this takes to actually ready up. But I may have to cut out and cut back in because this may take too long. But we'll see. And I've been kicked from the room. You see, that's sort of, I guess, par for the course with a game like this. I don't really know why I was kicked, and I don't guess they care why I was kicked. There's obviously some sort of item or some sort of something that they didn't like about me. Maybe I was too low a level, maybe I don't know, maybe they all thought I was a noob, or knew I was a noob, because I certainly am a noob. But I guess that's my problem with games like this, really. I mean, communities like this doesn't really have much of a community at all, actually. A lot of trash talking, a lot of elite speak, that sort of stuff. It's not really a very accepting community, or even really much of a community at all, if you can call it that. I mean, at least when you play a game like League of Legends, which is notorious for its awful, awful community. At least when you play a game like that, I mean, their community may be bad, but at least at least they can form coherent sentences. The people that I've played matches with in this game, they really seem to struggle with the English language, and I don't mean struggle with the English language in terms of like a foreigner would struggle with the English language. I mean struggling with the English language, and that they just do not care to be grammatically correct, or even anywhere close to saying anything that remotely sounds like they're speaking English. And of course, while I'm sitting here criticizing the community while I'm waiting on this game to load, sometimes, as you'll notice, depending on which game you join, sometimes the loading can take absolutely forever. Okay, so now that we're on this map, let's see if we can last a little bit longer. I hit that guy, and I'm going to try to jump over here, double jump. Ooh, I just barely made it. And I'm over here with a bunch of guys, so let's go ahead and try to triple team this chick here. Wow, that was pretty good. We might actually be able to take her with all three of us here. What's that other guy? Where did he go? There was three of us here, but now there's only two of us. I guess, oh wait, he got knocked out. How did he get knocked out? And the other guy left me alone. That's just great. She's the only one on the team left, and what are they doing? They're just kind of standing around. She's the only one on the team, and I'm trying to remember how to, oh yeah, did you see that little thing I just did there? I think you either press the A or the S key, and you can transform or get these special items on your feet and on your hands that cause you to do more damage. And I'm gonna get knocked out of the ring there. I didn't really get a lot of help from my buddy there. So maybe he'll finish her off. If he doesn't, boy, that's pretty bad. And it's just going to be a one-on-one. And you can just sort of see how the combat is just very position oriented, very situational. It's not as easy to actually hit somebody or to kick somebody. It's not as easy to connect with them. You actually really have to know what you're doing. I would say the barrier of entry is a little bit higher than I would have expected, or I would have really appreciated for a game like this, but that's okay, I guess. And it looks like he's about to knock the girl out of the ring, but I don't know. He goes back the other direction. You see, it just takes forever. It takes absolutely forever for there to ever be any kind of, especially if you're watching two guys that are really good. This is taking way too long. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a time over. Does that mean we still win, though, even though because he has more health? I guess it does. So it looks like we're going to go right back to this stage once again. I don't really know if that's what I want to do, but whatever. And I was fixing my volume there. It was a little bit loud. It was hurting my ears, and I almost got knocked out of the ring. And it looks like it put me right back in the map with somebody else, and I'm probably going to get destroyed here. So I'm going to jump down, or I'm going to... Oh, God. Or I'm going to get knocked down, I should say. So yeah, I didn't last very long at all that time. So I guess now we're back to watching all these guys just do their thing with one another. But I really think that just about does it for this first impressions video for Rumble Fighter. If you liked the video, please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check out MMOattack.com for more MMO gaming news, reviews, opinions, and other general awesomeness. Until next time, this is Super Zero signing off.